Welcome back to the Splash Talks podcast, and I'm your host, Sammie, and I'm here with my co-host, Cody.
What up, y'all?
All right. It's just another episode. Now, in today's episode, we're going to talk about why Tory Lanez is locked up for 10 years, bro.
Dang.
I'm not going to lie, man. When I first saw Tory Lanez in 2016 in Sacramento, he was surfing the crowd, right? He spent the entire show surfing the crowd. And I was like, wow, I never been to a show where a dude spent the entire show on top of the crowd. Like, he literally like barely was ever on stage. He literally was just like rapping on his back, like killing it, right? And I remember looking at him like, bro, this dude is the future of music. This dude has talent. Ever since the pandemic and his whole little fiasco with Meg Thee Stallion, it was 3 years for us to figure out whether or not he did it or not. For those of you who don't know what happened in this whole situation, basically Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, and her friend Kelsey were all hanging out with Kylie Jenner, and they were out really late at night, like probably 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and they were in the pool wilding out. Meg was getting a little too drunk, and Kylie told her to leave. And because of that, Meg was taking Tory like, we got to get out of here. They were dating at the time and whatnot. Through the scuffle and getting in the car, they found out that Tory had gotten with both friends. And so there was an argument, and because of that argument, somebody grabbed a gun and shot. Meg got shot in her feet. And because of that, they said that Tory had shot her. And so the case dragged on and dragged on and dragged on. And then we finally get the verdict, right? It was inconclusive as to whose DNA was on the gun, whether it was the friend or it was Tory. And then Tory got convicted, and then recently he's been sentenced to 10 years in prison. And I think about it like this. My dad always used to tell me, nothing good happens after midnight.
My dad said that too, bro. You know, son, nothing good happens after midnight. I'm like, why do you think I'm out?
Yeah, when you're young, you're like, oh, what are you talking about? And then I'm pretty sure you know some friends that their lives are literally messed up from what a wild night that they had, right?
Oh, yeah. Couple people.
You can think of some people who were just out drinking late and then something crazy happened.
Yeah, if you're out after 12, unless you work graveyard, you're usually drinking or doing something you probably shouldn't be. I mean, it makes sense to me. It all makes sense to me now to hear that after midnight, nothing good happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to keep your butt in bed.
Yep. And so now I think about Tory and I'm like, bro, this is why you don't do these things.
Like, he's probably thinking like if I could just go back to that one night, bro, screwed up the next 10 years of my life, dog. And he'll probably make a bunch of good music or whatever if he's not, if he does okay
40.
in jail or prison. Do you think that he's innocent? Because here's my thoughts. Why would he shoot her? Right? The other girl would be pissed and pull the gun and shoot. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, why would he just shoot her in the foot?
It makes no sense. And I think all in all, he might have shot her, but he really thought that there was enough holes in the argument and enough holes in the case that they were going to throw it out. So the first time it went, he didn't step to the stand. He was like, oh, I feel like they can't piece everything together, so they'll probably just throw the case out. And they convicted him.
Dismiss it because of lack of evidence.
Yeah, that's what he thought. Yeah. And so now we're sitting here like, man, Tory, you went from 0 to 100. You went from being a nobody to being rich. You went from beefing with Drake to being cool and playing basketball at Drake's house, all because of you being greedy with 2 women. Think about that. Like, it goes deeper. Like,
gonna eat it too.
Say you did shoot her. The main thing to think about is, what were you doing there? And look how one night of just diving into all the pleasures you want. That means women, that means drugs, that means everything that the world can offer, stole 10 years of your life from you. That's sad,
That
man.
sucks, dude. Yeah, that's sad.
So,
That is sad. Hopefully, in with what he's going through, he finds God.
yeah,
Maybe he'll
I
come out
agree.
a gospel rapper.
I mean, his dad's a pastor, so
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
he's a pastor's son. So
You know what they say
maybe,
about PK? Preacher's kid. They're usually the
maybe
worst.
yeah, that they like to rebel a lot. But you know, after a while, when you get spanked by the world, you return back to God. So I hope that, you know, something happens to him in jail and he rethinks what he does. I'm pretty sure he'll have plenty of time to think about it. But yeah, moving on to our next topic, which is another person who's really famous who went from 0 to 100 and blew up almost overnight. Doja Cat. So the deal with Doja Cat is she's treating her fans with such disrespect. Basically, back in the day when she was first starting to blow up in 2020, she was trying to name her fan base, kind of like how Taylor Swift has the Swifties, Nicki Minaj has the Barbs, Beyonce has the Beehive. So she was like, she put up a poll like, do you guys want to be called the Kittens or do you guys want to be called the Cubs? And like people like voted on it. Fast forward 3 years later, she's a megastar. She's everywhere. Now people, and her fans are in her Twitter mentions saying, we're the Kittens and this and that. And she's saying to these fans, if you're calling yourself Kittens, you should rethink your life. Like she's being like extremely disrespectful to them. And I'm like, this is a perfect example of like someone who gains the world, right?
Fame.
They were nobody before. She was nobody before. And then now you're seeing her on top and just her head's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you think of anyone you know from like who's blown up overnight or they become a megastar. A lot of these people have a problem and they disconnect with
reality.
With reality and people who made them, right?
Yeah. Even like, didn't she change her Instagram picture to like some demonic thing and she got all kinds of flack about it, so she changed it?
And what's up with rappers thinking it's cool to do demonic stuff? Like, that's mad corny. Like, bro, like Lil Uzi?
Like Lil Uzi Vert. I was just going to say, yeah. I was literally, dude, I was there to see G-Eazy. Yeah. And I didn't really know who he was then. I knew like maybe one or two of his songs. Mm-hmm. He was in Miko's big song, first song.
Bad and Bougie.
Bad and Bougie, yeah. He did the hook, I think, on that.
No, he did. He was on the last verse. Yeah, okay, yeah, that one.
And yeah, I'm at the concert, and then this was before G-Eazy came out, and like these 3 huge crosses lit up, like drop down, but they're upside down, hanging upside down. And he literally says that this is the rapture, and as you can see, you're all still here, and this is hell, and I have your soul.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Yeah. Bro, you ran out of there, right?
I literally just turned my back and like turned the whole time he performed because I was there for G-Eazy, but I was like, I ain't supporting this at all, bro. And people are just like hands up, like loving it, and I'm like, do you guys hear this? Like, y'all must be drunk or just stupid. Yeah.
What is that? Like, it's mad. Honestly, it's ever since like the 2016 like mumble rappers kind of came on the scene, like the Trippie Reds, the Lil Uzis, the Playboy Cardis. Like some of them be making regular music, but their whole imagery behind them is mad demonic. And like I saw a video.
The same?
Yeah, his music's not demonic, like where he's like talking about the dark stuff, but everything that in his visuals and just the way that he carries himself is mad dark. And it's like, why is this a trend? It's corny. Like, you guys are
Miko's, like, what's his name from Miko said something. He said something to him like,
you keep calling him Migos. Is Migos.
You said Migos. I'm thinking of Miko's Tequila. Freaking he called him out and was like, y'all got to stop with all this demonic stuff.
But we're at the point where I seen a video of Uzi where he was like, people always want to ask me like, are you worshiping Satan or is this music demonic? But like, y'all don't ask me if the music is fire. The music's still fire. And it's like, So you're not hiding it. Back in the day, people used to hide it, maybe like, put it in a little
symbolism
hints.
and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Like think Madonna, like a virgin. Like she would be like kind of pushing things forward and like pushing the envelope, but not these dudes are literally just hanging crosses upside down. They're dancing with the devil, like literally dancing with the devil. Even
what's his name?
Lil Nas X.
Yeah.
He was like twerking on the devil or something like that.
Giving the devil a lap dance. Like,
yeah,
what is going on, dude?
Guys, how is this cool? Like, there's like, go outside. You like talking about the devil? Like, there's other cool things in life to talk about. Go talk about Leonardo da Vinci or something. Like true art. Talk about something back in history. There's trees outside. Like, there's other things to talk about, but you guys are stuck on the devil. Like, think about that. Like, what good qualities does the devil have? Like, that's what you're going to base what you're doing your music on? The devil?
Well, I think a lot of those people, in my personal opinion, they didn't get there by accident. And they had to trade some things to get to where they're at.
I mean, with what she's doing right now, shaving her head, like all these like public humiliation things, like her last video.
That dude on Instagram, what's his name? He's got like the blue eyed Lil Nick or whatever his name is.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? He was saying how like the humiliation is one of the things that they have to do to reach a next level, and it's like public humiliation. So that's where you see her in all these weird stuff and dress in certain types of ways. It's humiliation for herself, but that comes with a price to get to where she's at. In my opinion, anyone can think what they want, but
she dropped a music video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in this music video, she's dressed in red. I'm watching it right now. She's dressed in red, and she's like standing next to the Grim Reaper. And it's
this is the one that just came out. The one that just came out. Yeah, and
like,
she's pretty much saying, "God, I'm the devil," or something like that in it. I watched this video.
It's called Paint the Town Red, and all it has is like demonic imagery where she's covered in red blood. And it's like,
but did you look at the lyrics? The first lyrics? Like when she started,
oh my gosh, bro. Bro, this is, oh my gosh, bro. What the? Yo, I didn't go any further, bro. Because the next scene after she's in red, she's like literally in like body stuff, and she's got like that Baphomet like mask on. And it's like,
it's clear as day what she's doing, bro. It's clear as day what she's doing. And if people are too silly to like recognize that and listen to that and put that into your mind.
Let's just put it this way. After like thinking about her whole exchange between her and her fans, this just proves that just because you're famous, you are definitely not a role model. Some people use their talents, but they use them for the wrong reasons. Think about this. Yeah. She has fans that adore her. The fans are saying, one of the comments on Twitter, one of her fans was like, "We want to hear you say you love us." And she was like, "I don't love you. I don't even know you." And it's like, wow, like you're not even thankful for a fan base? You realize you are nothing without a fan base. Yeah. You'd literally be working at Walmart without a fan base. Like you like, you know what I mean? Like,
not to shoot shots at people that work at Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to all my Walmart people. Like, that was not a diss.
We appreciate you.
Hey, I go to Walmart all the time, so I'm there like weekly. But yeah, with that being said, like not everyone's a role model, and you see how she treats her fans, and then you see where she's leading them. She's a horrible example, and she treats people horribly. Like there's no qualities other than her musical talent that we should even be paying attention to, right? Yeah. Character-wise, she's way off.
Put the lyrics on that song. I want you to read it. Literally, I can't remember it word for word, but I watched a video on it, and I was just like dumbfounded. Like, are you serious? Like, this is really the word she's saying in the song?
She the devil. She a little bad chick. She a rebel. She put her foot to the pedal. I'll take a whole lot for me to settle. She the devil. She bad. She a rebel. That was the hook.
Is there a part where it says, like,
she said she's a demon lord. She said, I'm doing things they ain't seen before. Fans ain't dumb, but extremists are. She said, I'm not going to say I'm a demon lord. She said she's a demon lord. Fall off? I ain't seen no horse. Called your bluff, better cite the source. Fame ain't something that I need no more. In her lyrics, she's calling herself a demon. So, with that being said, I don't know why anyone supports her. I think we should be past the point of supporting people just because they're famous. I mean, here's the deal. Her talent's amazing. She can sing, she can rap. Outside of that,
you know who was also good at music, right?
Yeah, the devil. Lucifer. But, you know, the lesson here is not everyone who's famous should be looked up to. And it's not all that it's cracked up to be in the industry.
And moving on to our next topic, we're going to discuss Lizzo.
All right, so peep this.
I never cared for her. Before we get started, I never really liked her.
I know a lot of people that didn't really care for Lizzo. She was a hot topic for a lot of things.
Yeah.
I never cared for her, but now I definitely don't care for her. So basically, this is what happened. Uh-huh. So Lizzo's on tour, right? What happened is the allegations are she had like a very sexually charged work environment. Mm-hmm. She has failed to pay employees. All right. So the lawsuit claims that Lizzo pressured a dancer to touch a nude performer, body shamed a dancer, and fired her publicly for recording a meeting. First of all, we always talk about body shaming, right? Who is the poster child for body positivity?
Isn't she the body child?
Yeah. Anytime everyone's
isn't she like 300 plus pounds?
Yeah. So everyone always uses her. That's the irony about this thing is everyone uses her as an example. Like, Lizzo's so beautiful. She represents big girls. But she's body shaming big girls? Do you see the hypocrisy here?
Yeah. How does that make any sense?
You're big and you are shaming people who are big. It literally says, right? It says she allegedly made derogatory comments about a dancer's weight, even mentioning the possibility of being fired if they gained weight. The weight allegation is part of a disability discrimination claim. Wow. Because one of the dancers has an eating disorder. So
and
now
that's the
because
she was shaming?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thoughts?
That's just absurd to me. I understand embracing what you are, but at the same time, if you're her size, you're not healthy. So what's there to embrace? You're not healthy. At the end of the day, it's just facts.
But at the end of the day, it's even deeper than what you're saying.
Well, yeah, because how is someone going to support embracing what and who they are, just how they are, love yourself, all this, right? But then she's literally doing the exact opposite. And now it's public, so now we know she's a fraud.
People were thinking, oh, she stands up for big girls. Meanwhile, she's saying that if you gain too much weight, you're going to get fired. But also being as big as she is. So you're like the biggest hypocrite ever. You're telling people, I'm big and beautiful. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, to any other girl that's big, you're telling them if you gain any more weight, you're getting fired. What? Like, make that make sense.
Yeah,
that's
but
crazy.
Deep down, there's more to it than that because you know what she really is.
Oh, say it, man.
Narc buster. She's a narc, dude. She's a narcissist.
She's a narcissistic bully. That's what they're calling her. They're calling her a narcissistic bully who creates a hostile work environment. And personally, I've experienced narcissistic bullies in hostile work environments. in several workplaces that I've worked at. Not just one, but like across my career from the beginning, all the way through. These people who are narcissistic bullies, right? You have to tiptoe around them. Basically, it's their way or the highway. And the work environment is always tense to the point where you never know when they're going to get mad, when they're going to explode. You just don't know. And every day at work is a different day. One day it could be fun and everyone's like in great mood. Next day, everything's tense. And one wrong move, explosion. And I can only imagine, like, this is like, a lot of people don't talk about work environments like this where you're dealing with a narcissist, because narcissists in work environments, they're very slick. They find ways to throw you under the bus. You ever dealt with a coworker who was trying to throw you on the bus and make you look bad?
Yeah, I'd always try to punk him.
Yeah?
Yeah, just because I'm like...
Elaborate on that.
Me personally, I try to get along with everyone because that's my personality. I feed off of people. I love people. Yeah. I love talking to people. So, and this isn't like an ego thing I'm saying, but usually when someone doesn't like me, it's something internal. Because I get along with everyone, all walks of life, all different interests. Last week, man, I was playing video games online. Yeah. And this dude that is part of like our clan or whatever online, I don't really know him. My one buddy said something like, "Oh, yeah, there's this rock app." It was like nerdy to me. So, and I talk mess, right? We're playing video games. We're all dudes online. I said, "You have a rock app?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a rock. It's a rock app. You take pictures of the rock and tell you what kind of rock it is." I was like, "Bro, get out of here." I was like, "Take the family next to your name off of our clan tag. You're not our family." Like joking around, talking mess. He got so offended. First thing he said was, "Yeah, well, you're probably fat." And I was like, how rude. First of all, and then I thought he was kidding. And then he's like, "I probably make more money than you." And I was like, oh, he's offended. And then he's like, just kept going and going. And I was like, "Bro, if we were in real life right now, you wouldn't say this to me." And he's like, he just started cussing and going off. So I just like get left the party. And I was just like, well, man, that's something more deeper and internal in him. Like I was just kidding, and he got super offended. And like anyone that I know knows my personality. 95% of the time I'm joking around or trying to make someone laugh.
It's that deep hatred where it comes out of nowhere. Cause like you said, you're cool with everybody. But it's like when you're dealing with somebody who's a narcissist, like they're always trying to stir the pot. Doesn't matter how good you are, how nice you are. Yeah. When they come and they're hateful and they try to throw you under the bus and you're in a work environment where they're trying to switch things around and make you look bad, it's them.
Well, and then also they do that so they can try to look better, or they can try to like get that next raise or the next position or whatever, or get the boss more closer to them. Yeah, look what they did.
I've had experiences with narcs in the workplace, right? I've had experiences at having a narcissistic boss and narcissistic coworkers, and it's not fun. People don't talk about that enough. If you have a coworker, that coworker's throwing you under the bus and doing exactly what you said, which is trying to get close and kiss up to the boss. They want to make sure you are down.
One up you.
They always have to be in that one up, one down relationship where they're looking down at you. They can never be equal with you. They're either in a place of authority, or if they're on the same level as you, they got to make sure you go down. Like you have to drop.
They have to try to cut you out from your knees. So they can be higher than you.
Yep. And so hearing about this thing with Lizzo where she's making an environment like this, it's actually hurting her. Because Jay-Z had the Made in America festival and they canceled that. And she was the headliner. They've never canceled it. They've never canceled the Made in America festival.
Is that something that Is that something Jay puts on?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Every year. So Made in America festival is put on every single year, and she was the headliner this year, and for some reason it gets canceled, right?
That's
and
wild.
Then she was also supposed to do the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I seen a post on that. Dang. Yeah,
ain't doing the Super Bowl now.
Like a certain status when you get to do the Super Bowl. That's like, dang,
big
I
time.
made it. I made it. You know what I mean? I'm at the Super Bowl. Because how many people tune in to watch the Super Bowl also? It's like the biggest watched thing in the United States.
Because once you get up there, you are like legendary status.
Yeah.
And here's the problem for her. Speaking of her future, where she goes from here. You know who she let down the most?
The big girls?
Yeah.
She did. She
She
did,
let the
dude.
big girls down. You were supposed to be a role model for the big girls. And look how you carry yourself. Because a lot of people say, well, people just don't respect people because I'm big, or like they just look at how big I am and they don't think I'm a great person. It's like you had a chance to prove that character matters over looks. And now we've seen that deep behind everything that you have going on, you're an ugly person. You are disgusting. It's almost like self-hatred. You're telling girls that they can't even gain weight.
She really don't like herself. That's why she does that, bro. She don't like who she is. As she tries to embrace it.
Lizzo, you let down big girls and you let down body positivity. From this point forward, you made people who talk about body positivity look bad. Because you've always been that example where people go, well, Lizzo's beautiful. Look at Lizzo. Look, she's a role model. And then you go and body shame women? You can't be serious, bro. You literally can't be serious.
Yeah.
That's a shame. You want to talk about hypocritical? That's hypocritical. And that's horrible.
In a way, like, fame looks really cool. You know what I mean? Fame, like, in the limelight of everything. Oh, I can get pretty much anything and anyone. I have all the money. I have just everything at my dispense. And in real time, it's like, it's empty. I feel like a lot of people aren't happy. A lot of people aren't who they really try to portray to be. Clearly.
With all three of these examples, there's a fan base behind each of them who looked up to them. And look at how they failed their fan bases. People aren't perfect, but the way that they've been carrying themselves is pretty drastic of a way to let down your fan base. You know, Tory is in jail for 10 years just because he was wilding out one night and then he ruined his life, making bad decisions. And then Doja Cat is just not thankful for for the people that helped her get to where she's at. And then Lizzo, you let a lot of girls down this year. And it's pretty sad.
On that note, folks, it's just another episode. We appreciate you guys, man. We've just been growing. We love doing this thing. So if you like anything that we've said or like the episode, share it with friends and help us grow because we go through you guys. Have a good one.